Hello, 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 sellers. It's Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I'm a little congested, so if I sound a little bit with a deeper voice than you're used to, bear with me. I am well. I am fine. I still got a little bit of congestion going on, but I wanted to chat because I discovered this great way to use this eBay research tool, and it's completely free and it's such a good thing to use, especially this time of year. And I'm going to date this. This is November 2023. Because one thing when sellers will come to me and it's, they want to increase their sales. And not only do you want to increase your sales, you want to increase your profit margin. Your profit margin is how much you're making on each item. And we all have items that at times we're like, oh, please, just somebody buy this. And we're very, very happy to get our money back or even to take a little bit of a loss because we've held on to it for so long. Or maybe we bought it and we discovered it was a mistake to buy it. Or we bought it and then all of a sudden everybody else found one too and they're listing it and the price goes down. But certainly that happens. And sometimes when I listen to people when they're giving out selling tips and, they'll be doing shopping carts at Goodwill or wherever they're shopping, and they're putting things in their cart and they're saying, oh, I'll sell this for, they're buying it for $1 or $2 and they're saying, I'm going to sell this for $8 or $9. And I'm going, that means they're only making like $2 on the item. I mean, this is the thing. Again, if you're selling it just to get rid of it because you've hung on to it for a long time, I get it. But you definitely want to buy things, where you're getting, you're doubling your money or you're getting close to doubling your money. And when it's a low ticket item, like something that's only costing you $1 or $2, do consider your time. So yes, if you want to just flip it for a couple of bucks, I get it. But do realize that you're going to need to take a picture of that item. You're going to need to do a little bit of research on the item. So it's probably, and you take a look at what your listing flow is. It's going to take you, I would say, at least probably 15, 20 minutes to get that item up, even if you're super fast. And if it's taking you 20 minutes or 15 minutes to list the item and you're only going to make $2, is that really a wise purchase? Okay, so that's just food for thought. And this is why I wanted to show you this research tool. So come on in. And do realize too, that's the other thing, because I've made this mistake, is that you will, I've done this a couple of times. So I'll sell the pink shirt. And let's say I sell it for $30. And then I come across the same pink shirt or I come across the same brand maybe a month later. And then like, oh, I sold that like in 4 days and I doubled my money. This is great. I'm going to buy another one. And I neglect to pull the eBay app out and check active listings and also sold. Because again, what can happen sometimes is all of a sudden, and it may not be in my area, like my area, this may be the only pink shirt like this with that brand that I've seen at thrift or retail locations, but other people have it available to them. And then all of a sudden, the price on that item that I got $40 or $50 for, and this can happen even on vintage and collectible, all of a sudden the price goes down. So I have learned is even though you may have sold it only a month ago or 2 months ago, just quickly check the active listings and the solds. Okay. And it brings up the topic of this nifty research tool that I don't see a lot of sellers using and using it this way. And this is it. So you'll hear people talk about think like a buyer. And what that means when you hear that term or people using the term is just sort of slow down and consider what that means. If someone is buying your item, the pink shirt, the puzzle, the plush, the auto part, the earrings, the necklace, the slippers, the boots, the shoes, the bag, if they're shopping on eBay, they are searching on eBay on the internet, what terms would they use? And typically, if you are shopping a replacement or you're very savvy on it, so you're shopping, I've done this like a bag that I really like. I have a Bloomingdale's tote bag I really like. So it's Bloomingdale's tote bag, it's black, and it has embroidered Bloomingdale's. So I'm going to be searching Bloomingdale's tote bag, Bloomingdale's black tote bag, Bloomingdale's shoulder bag. Okay, I might put the word embroidery in, okay, to bring up the search. I'm not just going to search tote bag. because I know what specific kind of tote bag I want. Well, look at the item that you're selling, whether it's the shoes, the purse, the blouse, the puzzles, the game, the bookends, the lampshade. Is it the shape that they would search? Is it the color they would search? Is it the pattern? Because again, realize with a broad search, they might. So it might be, you know, squishy baby doll for a toddler. Okay. It might be a plush teddy bear that talks or makes noise. You know, think about what they would be searching for to find it. I was just shopping for my grandkids. So same thing as, you know, cute pink plushie for toddler girl, you know, that kind of thing. And the reason I say that is because when you're creating the title, okay, is besides the brand, the color, if it's vintage, the style, is you're thinking about what would people be searching if they're looking for this? Is it where it's made, right? It could be a made in France salt and pepper shaker. Why? Because the person that I'm shopping for, maybe they honeymooned in France. France has a very special place in their heart, and they love things that are made in France. Okay, that kind of thing. So just consider that when you're creating listings. And what got me going, I was actually searching. So my husband loves Nike shirts, and he loves Nike shirts. So I like to shop for him on eBay a lot. So this is what I was doing. And you can do this with any kind of search. So you can do this for vintage, you can do this for collectible, you can do this for trading cards, Pokemon. So I was searching for, and I said, let me just pick something really broad. And realize when people are sort of browsing and they sort of have ideas, like they're not looking for that specific thing where they might have the MPN, they might have the UPC, but they're doing sort of a broad search, like, you know, I think I'll buy Bobby a blue Nike shirt. So I searched Nike blue shirt. Now this is good. I put a little thingy on it. See, eBay even searches for me when I misspell. And when I did it, get this. And I know this is going to surprise you all. There's over 45,000 Nike blue shirts. But the good thing about doing a very broad search like that is it lets you know how much competition you're up against. So it lets me know how specific I need to be with my listing, but also with keywords and information that matters to my shoppers, right? Because that's who I'm looking to attract, right? Think like a buyer. What is my buyer looking for that I can put into my title, into my listing, that will attract them? So this is the research tool that people don't often use. Yes, people search on eBay, and then they use what's called advanced search. You'll see the tab on the upper right-hand corner you can use. It will also be in the left navigation bar. And if you are searching on your phone, you can also use the filters on your phone. And what we're going to be doing is looking at solds. Again, this is very common. People search solds on advanced search all the time. And this is, by the way, a great one to do when you're out shopping at retail, you know, whether you're in thrift stores, is don't just look at what's listed. You want to look at what's sold. So that's what I did. And I'm going to use it. So let me see, on the right here, you've got advanced. And let me just show you down here on the left. All the way down. Down here, all the way down, it says sold. You can do completed. What you want to do is sold. Not just completed, because when you do sold, it will show you completed and sold. And if you're unaware of this, the solds will show in green. See that? And the ones that are completed, if I was just doing a completed search, will not be in green. Okay. Now, this is the research tool that people neglect. So you see here, it says the default is ended recently, which is definitely worth looking at. It's like, okay, what's on trend now? So if I'm curious to see, okay, you know, what's selling right now? And you can see the huge, huge, huge variety of price. A Just Do It shirt sold for $5.99, and a men's extra large sold for Tiger Woods sold for $42. So big range at Nike, but it does sell. But there are a lot of listings. But this is what people neglect to do. So we're at Nike solds, and eBay's default is ended recently. Just like eBay, if you're searching like you're going to be shopping, the default is best match, in case you didn't know that. The default on solds is ended recently, okay? But as wonderful sellers, we can look at other things. And this is what I want to tell you. And this is what a lot of sellers don't do. See this drop-down tab? Excuse me. You can sort it by the newly listed, price and shipping lowest first, price and shipping highest first, and then distance nearest first. And as a seller looking to increase my margins, looking to source things that are going to be the best bang for my buck, what would you be sorting by? I'll just do that for a second and see if you've got ideas. You'll let me know. Oh, and please, thank you, those of you that are watching me on my Facebook business page. I love to be selling. I certainly appreciate your follows. I've got over 4,000 followers now on YouTube. All of my wonderful subscribers, over 8,000. My podcast listeners, thank you, thank you. We're over 85,000 downloads now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate it. So tell me what you think you would sort by if you're looking to increase your margins. So you want the ones that sell, right? We're interested. We're thinking like a buyer. And this is also one of the things that can help with thinking like a buyer is to sort by the highest, okay? I want to look at what's sold for the highest. And there's some crazy prices in here. And the reason for that is it might be something I overlook. It could be keyword. It's definitely going to be things that are like more unique, more collectible, could be signed. But it's always worth looking at in case there's some kind of juicy keywords in there that might help my listing, my Nike shirt, get me more money. And also, it's just fun to see how much something sells for. Okay. So we've got a Jordan PSG. Now look at this. Vintage Nike Olympic clothing lot, 26 pieces. Now, what does this tell me if I'm outsourcing? Is that a lot, let me see, what are we mixed sizes? A lot, and it's vintage Nike, a lot of 26 items sold for $549. Now, it's vintage, it's 26. But again, if I come across a mother load of Nike, I might consider putting it into a lot because it sells in lots. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. Friends and family, Nike 50th anniversary. So if it's an unusual Nike, one that I haven't seen before, I might want to do a little homework and see if it's worth some more money. Nike Pro Elite. Aha, another lot. This is a lot of 3 went for $450. Look at this, vintage 70s and 80s Nike men's crops top large. $350. Looks like a lot here too. Keep scrolling down. Okay, Jordan blue tag. What a cool looking shirt. That's great. Roger Federer. I noticed a bunch of Roger Federer, so it lets me know to keep an eye out for Roger Federer. Okay. Michael Jordan, UNC, excuse me. Another vintage 90s Air Jordan. So I'm looking around, things that look vintage, things that have Michael Jordan. Okay. Rafa Nadal. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing his name. The Gunners. Okay, we've got some kind of bundle. John McEnroe. Again, so we're looking for, look at this, vintage blue tag warm-up, Wichita Wings. So it may be a team, and it could be a team that you may not have heard of. So that's why you want to jump up and take a look at this, okay? And sort by highest. And what did I see? A lot of the vintage. So a lot of the vintage Nike. So that's what you want to look at. So maybe it is a little faded or whatever. But you know what? It sells. And the other thing is in lots, which is really interesting. So let's keep going. And Roger Federer, we noticed, and Jordan. Look at this. Rafael Nadal, again, French Open, Rafa Bold Polo. Okay, vintage Bruce Jenner. What a wonderful actor. Bruce Jenner, eyeglasses running palm tree. Okay, $200. Look at this. Again, back to Roger Federer. So definitely Roger Federer, definitely vintage Nike. Okay. And that's what I wanted to share with you is yes, 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 you are sorting by completed and solds. But be aware that when you sort by solds, eBay's defaulting to ended recently. Definitely we're interested in ended recently in case there's some kind of trend or something going on. But take the time to click and look at highest in case it develops that eye and that sensibility for in that category that you're doing the research on. What are the higher ticket items? What does bring more money? Maybe you've got 5 or 10 vintage Nike items. Well, you know what? Maybe you should bundle it. This all gets the creative juices running. Or you may not have vintage Nike. You've got vintage another big brand. And then you go and you search that. And you go, okay, vintage Nike sells in lots. Does vintage this other brand sell in lots? Okay, it just gives you ideas. And again, Roger Federer, which is a really cool logo, by the way. So it's one that's easy to spot, clearly sells for good money. Now, again, I went and checked Roger Federer. There's some that don't sell so much. So you're definitely going to want to be looking at styles, the condition. But again, it keeps me because his logo, it's an RF, is so clear and easy to spot. It's another one to keep an eye out for. Okay. Now, all this month, I'm doing wonderful seasonal selling tips. It's called November Nuggets. And the one I'm actually going to be doing this week, and again, this is November 13th, I'm doing this, is going to be all about a free automation that you can do. And it's actually, I'm going to tell you how to do it in a way that can help drive repeat buyers. So you want to sign up to grab my November Nuggets and get that tip about the free automation and one that can help you to get repeat buyers. And you don't need to have an eBay store to do it. Okay. So hop over to my website. I love to be selling. Grab November Nuggets. And when you're doing your searching, take a look at the highest prices and then look at it. And again, it can give you tips on how to think like a buyer so you can attract more buyers your way on the listings that you have up. Okay. But enjoy the November Nuggets and enjoy selling on eBay and increasing your margins, right? It's not how many items I'm selling. It's how much money I'm making on each item. Okay, I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody.